You know, Chicago seems like it never stops corruption. Okay? Chicago seems like it never stops corruption, from the streets to the political realm to the justice realm. It just seems like justice is far away. All right? I want you all to check out this article. It says Chicago man who was wrongfully convicted based on testimony from a blind witness freed after 12 years in prison. Yes, you heard that correctly. Chicago man who was wrongfully convicted based on testimony from a blind witness freed after 12 years in prison. The article goes on to say a 30-year-old Chicago man who was wrongfully convicted of murder on testimony of a blind witness walked out of Cook County Jail this week as a free man. Darian Harris had served 12 and a half years of his 76-year sentence before prosecutors decided not to move forward with their case and dropped the charges against him on Tuesday, his attorney, Lauren Myerscough-Muller, said at a news conference. In April 2014, Harris was convicted of murder in the June 2011 fatal shooting of Rondell Moore and the attempted murder of mechanic Quincy Willard at a Chicago gas station, according to his attorney in a court document. He was 18 years old and a week away from graduating high school at the time of this arrest, his attorney made clear. Myerscough-Muller, his attorney, who was also with the Exoneration Project and joined the team representing Harris in June 2020, said Harris' previous attorney shared new information with the county's Conviction Integrity Unit in July 2018, including the critical revelation that the prosecution's star witness in the case was legally blind. Do you hear me? That witness had pointed out Harris from a lineup a few days after the shooting. This is crazy. This is crazy. The testimony of a blind witness. The fact that you have a blind witness actually pointing out somebody in a lineup, that goes to show the level of corruption that people in Chicago, the criminal justice system in Chicago and beyond, because this has happened all over, but it goes to show the level of corruption that the justice system will take. How did this even pass through the courts? How did this even get to sentencing? How? I'm thinking about, what did his attorney say at that time? How did his attorney combat that? The testimony of a blind witness. How did that even get through sentencing? How did that even make it up to sentencing? That should have been thrown out. If the only witness that you had was a blind person who could not see, how could a blind person legally point out somebody in a criminal case? The level of corruption is demonic, man. Now, as a citizen, okay, I gotta air out my frustrations about the mad corruption infesting our police, prosecutors, and the whole justice scene, period. All right? It's not sitting right with me that innocent folks are getting locked up left and right. That ain't justice, okay? That ain't justice. All right? That's a slap in the face to the whole dang country, man. To the whole country. That's a slap in the face to everybody who claims to care about justice. Right? You know, big ups. Shout out to the Innocence Project, man. They've been grinding, freeing up people for years, man, who got done dirty by the messed up justice system. But peep this. The very system that's supposed to have our backs is tainted by who? By shady cops, shady judges, and shady prosecutors. All right? It's whack that those who should be protecting us and holding it down for the people are instead playing a part in screwing justice. Okay? These corrupt cops, judges, prosecutors etc., scheming, lying, and framing innocent people. It's a level of wickedness that's hard to wrap your head around. Who in their right mind could intentionally mess up another person's life? Throw them in a slammer, okay? Throw them in prison for nothing, and then stroll back home like it's all good. Sleep with your wife, sleep with your husband, play with your kids, have dinner, eat, go to Starbucks, etc., knowing that you've just destroyed somebody else's life who was innocent. How do they sleep at night knowing they're causing hell for someone who's innocent? I'll tell you how. Because they're evil, they're corrupt, and they are demonic, okay? I'm telling you. It takes a straight up evil person, evil soul, to frame someone for a crime that they did not do. The act of doing that is on some next level demon tree, next level devil tree. All right? That ain't got no place in the world that's supposed to be about justice and righteousness, right? It's evil. And them cats need to be held to the fire for what they're pulling, man. Real talk. Now, Chicago, check this, is dropping nearly $700 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. Chicago has forked out nearly $700 million for framing innocent folks. This happened to slip through the mainstream media. Okay? This wasn't seen on your national news. All right? That's not just about money. It's about it's a moral crisis. Okay? That's ripping apart trust. It's ripping apart trust in the community. The concept of liberty and justice for all is like a joke when innocent folk are getting shafted. Okay? And then you constantly talk about you want people to stand for the national anthem, stand for the flag. Okay? But then you constantly hear stories like this. Locking up the innocent is not just about ruining their lives. It's tearing our neighborhoods apart. It's painful to see a system that's supposed to have our backs becoming a tool for keeping us down. These corrupt moves that are planting seeds, all right? That are planting seeds of distrust, and that's tearing at the fabric of our communities. We need a reckoning, an awakening, a wake-up call that smacks everyone in the face with the reality of the situation. All right? Ain't enough to be fixing this mess one piece at a time. We got to demand a full overhaul to clean up the corruption poisoning our justice system from left to right, from all over. Those who are messing with innocent lives, no matter their badge or title, whether judge, prosecutor, etc., lawyer, etc., because they all team up and work together to frame innocent people. They need to feel the heat, man. They need to feel it. Chicago's payout of nearly $700 million should be a wake-up call to the whole nation. To the whole nation. This ain't just a Chicago problem. It happens all over. It's a symptom of a bigger sickness that needs attention right now. If we don't tackle this head on, we're looking at more trust crumbling in our institutions and a continued screwing of justice, man. Come on, man. America, we got to get our act together, but you know. Okay? There's a lot of straightening need to be going on. All right? We can't be walking around here talking about liberty and justice for all and stand for the flag, and we demand that you stand, and we demand that you honor this song, and you honor this, etc., while innocent lives are being wrecked, destroyed, and brought to ruin because of crooked, shady cops, judges, prosecutors, lawyers, etc. And those dirty players in the system walk away unbothered. Unbothered. It's time for all of us, man, to join forces, scream against corruption. all right? And push for a justice system that does right by the people, man. Real talk. All right? In an urban context, the stakes are sky high. The neighborhoods are feeling the brunt of these injustices. And it's on us to demand change. We gotta rally, speak out against corruption, stomp, make noise. All right? Let it be known that you're not gonna have this. It has to be a mission. It's gotta be a mission. All right? It's gotta be a mission. And you gotta push for a justice system that's truly serving the people and protecting every single one of us. In closing, man, the corruption in our police forces, in the Chicago police force, and every police force across the nation, all right? The corruption and the prosecution game, all right? And the whole justice setup is a stain on the principles of our nation, on the principles of the nation that you claim to have, all right? Big shots out again, man, to the Innocence Project for shining a light on this madness, all right? But the fight ain't over. It ain't over. We got to confront the evil within our system, demand accountability, and ride for a future where justice ain't a privilege, but a right for every single one of us in the streets, man. Peace.